Greetings, 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 and let me welcome you to another amazing episode of The Raw Truth. And it is always a pleasure coming here to be with you on a Monday evening. Always a pleasure sharing with you. And it is just so much happening nowadays that, my goodness, it seems to be a very distracting matter. So much is going on. It's really crazy, but goodness gracious, we are here, we are alive, and we are thankful. This is absolutely beautiful that we are all here. Please share this with your friends because this is going to be an absolutely very interesting presentation this evening. We have quite a lot to share with you, yes, and it is it is no joke. Very much we have quite a bit locked in for you this evening. So let me invite you to share this with everyone you can share with, as we um, as we get the show going. As usual, we must give thanks to the great Creator for His goodness. What we say, His for goodness. I always say that the great Creator is more feminine energy than masculine energy. Great Creator, as the name suggests, is the spirit which creates all things. All things are kept in place. All genealogies are kept in place to continue to create and procreate as we move throughout the ages. It is absolutely amazing how life has been um, evolving over the years. Let me say a very special good evening to HG, yes, to Aneta Alexander. Thank you for joining us. Anna Farai, the council. Yeah, man. Welcome, the council. Share with everyone. Share, because we have quite a bit we need to cover this evening as we continue to give thanks to the great Creator for goodness, for fresh water, for clothing and medical herbs and trees and for all good things which we have been given. We express deep thanks to the great Creator for such goodness. It is absolutely amazing that we have been so honored to have had the good things we have as a people. While many of us are not millionaires, we, we continue to be grateful for a good life, and we continue to be grateful for provision which has been made for us in all areas. Yes, I think the rest of our existence, the rest of our lives, this side of town, can become something of great importance if we seek to make it so. I think our quality of life, for the most part, is entirely up to us to make our lives what we want it to become. I think uh, our lack of quality life sometimes is a matter of the lack of vision, because whatever we see in our mind is the very same thing we manifest in our actual space. And this is a very simple principle, yet it's a mystery as to how the universe honors your thinking. This is why it's very important for us to be connected to ourselves, connected to self, connected to the earth, connected to the great Creator, in a way that your mental faculties remain intact and the powers of your inner man can connect with the universe to attract to you the things you need. Many times it's not how much money you have, you know. It's not about how much money you have. It's about the faculty of the mind. See? Whatever things you can see in your mind, whatever things you can visualize, the very same you can have in your life as a reality. And this is one very simple principle that maybe most of us well, some of us might need to begin to actualize. The thing is, the house you live in, whoever owns that house, visualized it before it happened. The car you own, if you never had a vision of owning that car, you'd never have owned it. If you never visualized owning the very basic things you have, it would never become a reality. And just as how we can visualize having or owning very small things, we can also expand our vision to become the owners of anything else we need, from an aircraft to a luxury yacht to hundreds of acres of lands, to anything we need. It's all in the mind. I have to stimulate my people this evening because when the day is done, let me say good night to Janet McKay. Yes, good evening. Yes, thank you, my dear. I sincerely appreciate the fact that you can appreciate this program, and thank you so much for joining us. Please share, because it's going to get absolutely quite interesting this evening. So just to strengthen my people, just to strengthen your mind, your thoughts, your heart. Good night, Liz, Harry, yes? Or Les, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Just to strengthen your heart as you come in, because it is very important for us to position ourselves to be mentally healthy, that our mental faculties can be intact, that we can continue to attract to us whatever we need to see and have, that we can continue to develop into great people. We are the greatest on the earth, the greatest people on the earth. All the things, most things you see or heard about or hear about, we are the creators of it. The melanin in our skin. It was a Caucasian guy who was saying it the other day, that each cell of melanin seemed to be an additional brain. Yes, the sun kisses your skin, and you're coveted for it, you know. You're coveted for it. The sun on your skin, which has created the stone, the golden tone, we call it the copper-colored man. A great race. And if you ever understand how great you are, my gosh, you would move into areas of conquest and take unto yourselves anything you need to have. It is your right. It is in your genes to own anything you want to own. Just put the mind to work, and it will happen. I'm going to get into the to News Buzz, and of course, when we come back, we're going to be opening some stuff so you can get a little peek into what is happening around you in the world as we see it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We come back in a moment. Welcome back. Let me welcome you to News Buzz. And of course, this evening on News Buzz, we have quite a few things we would like to look at. And I must welcome my guest who is sitting in the wing. Yes, she's very patient. And she has a hell of a lot to talk about this evening. No jokes at all. St. Vincent continues to make news. I don't know what in God's name is going on in St. Vincent. When will St. Vincent ever become a place of decency and order and just living under law? It seems the people who were put in place to protect the people of St. Vincent have become their enemies. It's a very serious matter. And this is nothing that we will take lightly at all. I'm going to be bringing to you a story this evening that is going to shock you, like shock your pants off, for those of you who wear pants. This is nothing to take lightly at all. It's madness, the things that are happening among our brothers and sisters across the Americas. Not a joke at all. Yes? On News Buzz this evening, I want to show you something for those of you who are taking this very lightly. And I think it is something I must highlight because it is a very serious matter. The matter of the matter of people disappearing and you don't know where they are. Let me put it simple. Assalamu, Winston. Respect and honor. My brother Winston Clark is in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. The matter of people disappearing is become a very serious, or has become a very serious matter. And many people are not even aware of how serious this is in a way that we can relate to the madness. And I have something to show you this evening that maybe will shock most of you, for those of you who did not know that. A kidney now costs $262,000. A kidney. A heart, $119,000. UN, the United Nations, is warning Nigerians, and I'm warning you tonight to be wary of people coming to you and telling you that they're offering you pretty jobs in this and jobs and that and jobs over this, so, and they can give you this and that, but you have to travel with them, go over so, and all this kind of crap. You know what is happening to a lot of people nowadays? They are disappearing because there's a thriving business happening where body parts, the business of body parts, is now a very, very serious matter. The United Nations is warning Nigerians, and I'm warning all of you to the sound of my voice this evening. Do not take it for granted when you go about your business and people are you see people coming up to you offering you strange things and pretty jobs all about and all of that, trying to take you away from your community to offer you stuff as a lure to get you into their trap. Many people are dying and people are disappearing. You're not seeing them anymore. And all of this is simply because body parts have become a booming business. Be wary of people who are luring you into these traps to sell you into captivity. Many people will never come back home. Many people will die. Many people will not return home because they take the offer and they have been lured into the trap, and they get killed and their body parts harvested and sold. Booming business. Be careful. Parents, you have children, warn them. Warn your children. Don't allow your children to go down the road alone, especially at nights and all of that, or establish habits where people can watch you do what you do. Be very careful about these things. If you have a car and you drive, be careful to check your vehicle every morning, every day, in or out, to make sure that you don't see a zip tie on your vehicle. What they're doing too is putting a zip tie on your car handle. So when you drive down the road to a certain place, they see the zip tie, they know you're vulnerable, and as such, they could lure you away. That is another strategy they're using. Yes? So if you drive, be careful that your vehicle is not marked with a zip tie on the handle of your car. Walk around your vehicle before you're getting it every morning and check it. If you see one on it, cut it loose, cut it off. It is becoming a very serious matter, and people need to know. So don't take it lightly. Yes? These are evil days we're in, and there are evil people at the top, because the average man is not killing people for body parts. This is an organized ring, and you better be careful. Because you look healthy, you look sweet. It's not about you or how sweet you look again. It's about your organs. Goodness gracious. So be thou careful. Now, there's a psychological misfit that is happening right now. And a lot of people are finding themselves in a lot of problem because after the past 2.5 going 3 years, a lot of us have become psychologically damaged. What do I mean? Watch this. You see that, right? Many of us have become psychologically damaged. A man is in the sea, swimming, having fun, the best place to be, and he's still wearing a mask. Many of us have become psychologically damaged. The CDC has made it a very public news, very public news, that masks are no longer necessary. No one is receiving any COVID jabs anymore because COVID has disappeared. It's gone. No swabs up in your nose is required. The CDC has made it public knowledge that those days are done. Anywhere you live and anyone is imposing these things on you, you need to connect yourself to the right to right news sources. Get the documents. If you need the documents, email me at rawtruth@gmail. Yes? rawtruth@gmail.com. Email me and tell me you would like to rawtruthinfo@gmail.com. Let me put it in the chat for you. So you can I'm actually going into my thing here and copying it for you. If you need the info, email me and I'll be very happy to send you the information. Don't allow yourself to be tricked into doing stupidness at this point in time. The world has shifted. COVID is over, done with. Nobody's talking about it anymore because the very CDC itself, CDC is telling you that it's not necessary. Children can go back to school without being tested and all of that. It's over. If you're living in a place where your government is pushing this crap, pull them up about it because it's over. CDC says it's done. Okay? Many have become psychologically damaged as a result of this thing. Some people cannot get out of their houses without a mask. It is sad that we have gotten to that place. Yes, the time has come for us to liberate ourselves. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery, Bob Marley said. That's mental crap going on there. Emancipate yourself. I know it took nearly 3 years to program you into that. It might take another 3 or 4 years to unprogram you. I'm not sure how the hell you're going to do it. But the time has come for us to snap out of it. The CDC said so. Okay? Good. Now, another tech point I need to point out before I get to see my guest. There is many of you have televisions or your smart TVs especially at home. And you're watching your smart TV. But your smart TV is watching you. I want you to watch this. Check this out.
What's really eye-opening here is you watch your TV, but with this hack, your TV can watch you. Show us how that works.
So one of the things that we were able to do with the Smart TV platform was actually abuse the browser to the extent that we could actually gain access to the camera that's built into the TV.
Right.
And so what we can prove here is that with a little bit of extra code, we can turn the camera on in your browser.
Wow.
And while this is evident to you right here because we've designed it that way, this is something that we can do invisibly and actually have the camera running behind the web page that you're looking at.
So what this means is I could be sitting here watching TV from my bedroom, and you could be anywhere in the world looking at this image of me watching.
Yep, I could be sitting on a laptop in a cafe in Paris, and as long as I have a network connection, I'd be able to get into your TV and access the camera.
The kind of scary things about it is that it doesn't actually give any indication that the camera's on, and there is no little LED that shows up when the camera's on. So it could actually be watching you and you never even know.
What is a smart TV, and why is it a playground essentially for hackers?
Right. It's a computer. So instead of just being, a tube and some other electronics, now it has a web browser, and it has, a lot of devices are running Linux.
But the real danger is when people start using smart TVs for things like online banking, we can take a popular bank address and translate that into a different IP address to a site that directs to a site that we control. So it may look like your bank's login, but you're actually entering a username and password that goes to us instead of your bank.
In a statement to CNN Money, Samsung says it takes consumer privacy very seriously. The camera can be turned into the bezel of the TV so that the lens is covered or disabled by pushing the camera inside the bezel. The TV owner can also unplug the TV from the home network when the smart TV features are not in use. As an added precaution, we also recommend that customers use encrypted wireless access points when using connected devices.
For those of us who are a little freaked out and maybe don't trust all these updates, what's the easiest fix?
So one of the things that you could do with the smart TV, which you can also do with your laptops, is just cover up the camera. Put a little Post-it note over it, a piece of tape, and next time that you want to Skype with your family, just take it off.
All right. So for those of you who have smart TVs or even your computers, your laptops, your desktop, to be safe, just in case someone is hacking into your computer to spy on you, cover the camera. All right, good. Now, one final bit of information before we go to the weather, and for those of you across the region, I'm not sure how many of us are following what is happening, but yes, we have quite a bit of weather developing across the region, and this is something very interesting to watch. We'll go to that in a minute, but check this out. This is serious news. Check this out.
Prime Minister of New Zealand, and we love you New Zealanders that watch.
Yeah, we love the people in New York and Seattle,
and there she is, and she has allowed the most extreme abortion law in the world.
Jacinda
This is the
Ardern.
Prime Minister of New Zealand. Abortions will now be available on demand for any reason up to birth. Sex-selective abortions will be legalized, meaning if you find out you're having a boy and you want a girl, you can abort the baby. If you're having a girl and you want a boy, you can abort the baby.
It's murder.
The current 20-week limit for disability-selective abortion will be scrapped, and abortion will be available up to birth for disabilities including a cleft lip, a club foot, and Down syndrome. There will be no requirement that a doctor be involved with providing an abortion. How insane. How many women are going to die from that? There will be no legal requirement that babies born alive after a failed abortion will be given medical support. There will be no legal requirement that pain relief be given to babies being aborted between 20 weeks and birth.
And they can feel pain at that time.
There will be no legal restrictions on controversial methods of abortion such as intact dilation and extraction abortions, also known as partial birth abortion. And that's when you allow a baby to be partially born and then you kill it, and then and you do that for the harvesting of the parts.
Well, what can I say? This is the world you live in. We go to the weather. Back in a minute.
Thank you for joining me on this Monday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Welcome. I hope you had a good weekend, no matter where you are, where you're watching from. Let's get to what we're seeing outside right away. Let's get to a couple of these tropical waves. This is going to kind of headline the week, what happens with these two. This one in particular, because this at the least is going to bring extra rain for us, rain and thunderstorms back into the Caribbean. Then I'll watch out for some development. This one may stay out to sea even if it does develop, so keeping an eye on that. As I mentioned yesterday, both have some dry air around it. So that is going to help them from developing, at least in the short term. That is some good news. And you see this tropical wave still about 1,000 miles away from some of us in the Caribbean. So that is some good news because we have plenty of time to watch it. And again, it needs to fight off some of that dry air. Hopefully that dry air keeps kind of fighting at it, but you see some of the thunderstorms building up. So watching this wave off to the east of us in the Caribbean. Here we are in Guyana as we get back toward Trinidad and Tobago. And you can see this will gradually be approaching, moving to the west northwest. Now what's going on right now from, say, St. Kitts and Nevis down toward St. Lucia, looking pretty nice. St. Croix, all in good shape. British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands through Puerto Rico. Little flare up of rain and storms over toward Jacmel. I've been seeing that in our western sections of Haiti. Nothing organized though. We get back through Aruba over toward Curacao and Bonaire, our ABC Islands. Here, not much in the way of rain. Some spots did get some rain and storms yesterday, which did help out with some of the temps. But what's happening is there's actually a very weak tropical wave, so some stuff out ahead of it, but behind it, that is going to draw in more moisture. Watching over toward Barbados, down through Trinidad and Tobago today, watching out for some of those scattered showers and storms. Once again, here we are in Jamaica, and you see another flare-up of rain. We had rain in parts of Jamaica yesterday, and again, some of this stuff near Haiti will try to find us. Not organized, but some thunderstorms, and then watching some thunderstorms over toward Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and then eventually Honduras today. We'll see some of that. And again, Belize, Yucatan, seeing some of the rain and storms. You see a little batch here, Bay of Campeche, that will swing back toward Mexico as the day goes on. Here we are in the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, so we'll watch out for some storms, possibility of scattered storms as well in Cuba. And another flare up in Belize. We did have some flooding in spots yesterday in Belize. I'll monitor that for the day ahead. Some of us stay dry, but others get some rain. All right, let's get to what's going on. Here we are in the Caribbean, and we have these two tropical waves. This is 2 o'clock today, our European model, which is doing a better job this season. Although I did just check in on the American model, and it's pretty much exactly the same. So let's take you through it right now with this. Here we are again in the Caribbean, just to set everything up. In the green on the map, that is some rain. And you see here, this is midday tomorrow, watching these two tropical waves here. This getting closer, but still no signs of organization. Let me stop the clock here. This is 10 o'clock, late on Wednesday, 10 p.m. This tropical wave starts to kind of curve out. And by the way, there's two more back here that will come off, so we'll put those on the back burner. Keep an eye on those. But you see here, still off to the east, and then let's move you out in time and zoom you down here. This is by late on Thursday evening. Not showing it being too organized, but you see here at the least by late Thursday, we could get some rain starting to move in as we get toward Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda, for example. We may get some of that rain that will be popping up. Montserrat, a higher chance of rain and storms. And then, especially on Friday, that rain chance will increase. And then through the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic seeing that chance of rain. Eventually, this could enhance our chance of rain toward parts of Cuba and Jamaica, but it may pivot a little bit more toward the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. At this point, it's a wait and see if we have some development.
Welcome back. And of course, we are here with you again. Thank you so much for joining us with all the crazy things that are happening across the world. I'm sure the world is gone mad. I don't know what the hell is going on, but goodness gracious, our world is gone. We are going to be digging into St. Vincent this evening, and goodness gracious, maybe St. Vincent is gone mud. Got to be mud. And when police is not treating people with the respect they deserve, police, who is supposed to be there to protect and serve the community, when police becomes a tyrant to society, and I'm going to say this to you, the people retains the right or reserves the right where a police officer behaves unlawful, where his unlawful actions gets to the point where a citizen or a man or woman, note my terminologies, can be affected by their actions, the people reserves the right to put them under house arrest pending their superiors coming for them and locking them up, and you drag them before the law and sue them for foolishness. Tell them, can Jesus? No police officer is above the law. They were given a gun or a baton or whatever the hell they were given. They were given to protect you, the man or the woman. And any position they think they have in the force, it is not to abuse you, it is to protect you. And when them get beyond themselves and start being like a bunch of jackass, you reserve the right to pull them up, a bunch of you grab them, lock them up in a room someplace, and call your superiors. That would be the absolute serious place it has to get where you have to take that action. Don't allow yourself to be abused by police officers. They have no right to do so, providing you are a law-abiding man or woman. Now, before I bring my guest in, I'm going to read this for you to strengthen this position, because people need to know exactly. Welcome to the Raw Truth. If you're just joining us, share. Send it far and wide. Anguilla in the house. Carlton. Greetings, my brother. Welcome. Let me read this for you so you get a clear picture of what is lawful and what is legal, so you can see when your right is being abrogated. They were talking about common law. This pertains to that which is lawful. If you want to call it common law, fine. And anything outside of lawful falls under the legal system. I repeat that. Anything outside of lawful falls under the legal system, or no system whatsoever. If it is not lawful, it perhaps doesn't fall anywhere. Because if a system is going to abrogate your rights lawfully, or abrogate the laws to suit itself, abrogate your rights, it becomes a criminal matter. All statutes and acts listen, let me read it again. All statutes, acts, and civil matters fall under the legal system and is according to contract. Things like owing money to the bank, not paying fines or taxes, all these are legal matters. Basically, anything that isn't criminal, legal. Now, for there to be a crime, there has to be an injured party. I want you to note this. For there to be a crime, there has to be an injured party. And there are 4 basic principles that all laws need to apply to or adhere to. These are: 1, do not breach the peace. So if you're in the community making up noise and blasting along the place and disturbing everybody, you're becoming a nuisance, and that is unlawful. Cause no one any harm. Cause no one any harm. That's number 2. If a man is harmed by your action, it is a criminal offense. Number 3, cause no one else any loss. If you cause someone to lose money, to lose time, to lose sleep, to lose health, all these things are criminal. Do not use mischief in your promises and arrangements. All of these are laws I'm telling you about. These things are lawful. 1, do not breach the peace. 2, cause no one else any harm. 3, cause no one else any loss. And 4, do not use mischief in your promises and agreements. Outside of this, there is no law. Anything else you hear within your government setting, your structures, they are called acts and statutes. Those are not laws, they're acts and statutes. All of these are legal terms used in a corporate setting. In other words, your country is a corporation, and the corporation enacts statutes and acts to manage its affairs legally. In other words, not all things legal are lawful. We need to get that in our heads. Now, with that said, I think that sets the base pretty well. I'm going to bring in my guest, a very sweet Vincentian woman who is currently, I'm not going to tell you where she is, but she's not in Vinci, so some of you know, setting your bait. Take it off your mind, you see? You ain't going to capture this one. She is an absolutely sweet woman. She has a family, and she works hard to make a life for herself. And I got some footage. I'm not sure I want to use those because those may appear in a criminal court of law. And I would advise you, if you have to sue lock, stock, and barrel of these idiots who have abrogated your rights. It is criminal, the things that they have done to you. And I support you 100% to sue them left, right, and center. Teach them sense. Because I'm not sure where the hell police officers get such authority to be treating people like crap. And if the woman had died on them there, what a libam bamba ye this would be. Mrs. Campbell, greetings.
Good night.
How you do? How life?
I'm fine, thank you. Life is good.
You must be wondering how you must wondering how Kenny going on so bad this evening on the Raw Truth. But goodness gracious, this is what truth is about. And when one is are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful. You must be wondering is which man is your meat going on so bad. But when the day is done, we have to call a spade, and I think a few of us nowadays are prepared to do so. And the problem we're having now is that because of our inability to call truth, we're ending up in a lot of unnecessary problems, and many of us are unable to fix them after we end up in some of these situations. Now, you have been in a situation where you were home minding your business. You're not a criminal. Yeah. And you see people start entering your premises and all kinds of, and the story you gave to me in part was absolutely, it was mind-blowing what you told me. I would like you to relate to our viewers this evening, especially our Vincentian viewers, because I'm sure our Vincentian people are coming on. If you're from St. Vincent and you're here, please share this with everybody in St. Vincent. I need Grace, good evening. Thank you for joining us. I need everybody in Vinci to hear this. Everybody. Because I think you could take a thing too far. And this one went really too far. And I'm having a serious problem with it.
Exactly.
Tell us a little about yourself before you get into the story. Who is this woman?
Well, good night to everyone, and thank you for having me on your show. My name is Lafleur Spring Campbell, and I was born in St. Vincent. I migrated to Canada for 23 years now, and I became a citizen 15 years ago.
Yes, wonderful. Good. I hope you don't break much because I want to hear every word you say. Now, you had a situation in St. Vincent just recently where if it wasn't for the grace of our great creator, you perhaps would have been dead. and
I did.
it is not to be taken lightly. The the the
Exactly.
the situation as it happened, when I looked at it, you could have been dead. But had it not been that the great creator was on
True.
your side, I don't know. I'm very grateful for your life. I celebrate your life being here with us, because my goodness gracious, in the hands of police officers,
Thank you.
it, it, it's amazing. Tell us what happened. What happened to you in St. Vincent? You went down there to sort out your business, and this happened. Tell us what happened.
Okay. I went to St. Vincent on June the 18th, 2022, with my two kids, age 11 and 14. On August the 18th, between 12:34 and 12:36 in the morning, my 11-year-old son was sleeping with me because my husband works on the Grenadines Island. So he was nudging me and he was like, "Mommy, mommy, someone is trying to break in." So I got up and I said, "No, they can't come in." So he said, "Yes, I heard someone saying hello, hello." So then I got up from where I was lying down. I went to the 14-year-old's bedroom and I knocked. And I asked her, I said, "Did you hear anything?" And he said, "Yes, I heard someone was saying hello, hello, but I don't know." So he went back to bed. So I went on my camera and I was going through. I saw a light by my gate, and while looking, I saw two shadows entering. I keep looking. They come up to the porch. Then they walked around. They go to the garage. They spotted a searchlight up top my window where my bedroom is, and they turned around and they left. Mind you, when they turned, that's when I saw SVG police on the back of their t-shirt. So I said, maybe they were looking for someone and they had the wrong house. So I said, and I went back to bed. That finished. After 11 that Thursday morning, I was mopping my floor in the kitchen. I saw a vehicle parked at my gate, and it's a blue and white. People enter, they come in. I said, "How can I help you?" They say, "Good morning." I said, "How can I help you?" The lady had a blue piece of paper in her hand, and there was a young guy in all black, and there was another police officer. He was in a camouflage pants, long sleeve black jersey, camouflage hat, and a black shoe. The female officer, they introduced themselves. She introduced herself as called Pilgrim. I can't remember the young man's name, but the other one said he's State. His surname is State. I said, "Okay, how can I help you?" And the corporal said, which is the woman, that someone reported that I threw paint on the vehicle. So they come to search the house for paint. So I said, "Okay." I said, "But here what? I just finished mopping my floor. So you guys have to take off your shoe before you come in."
Hold on a little bit. Someone reported that you throw paint on their vehicle.
On their vehicle, yes.
What evidence? What evidence did they have in relation to this matter?
I don't really know as yet, but I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But mind you, the one stay said to me, he's not taking off his shoes because police don't have to take off the shoes when they do a search. So I said, "Well, I just finished mopping my floor." But mind you, the field office complied along other guys. They came in and searched, they did, and then anything, and then, "Thank you for cooperating with us." I said, "Thank you guys and have a nice day." Before they leave, Stay was outside, and he said to me, "Oh, Miss Campbell, we need you by the station." And I said, "For what?" And he said, "You have to come by the station to give a report." By the way, when you're going back, I looked at him and I said, "Tomorrow." He said, "Make sure come to the station and for give a report." I said, "Sure, I will be there." They left. That same Thursday, after 1 in the morning, in the afternoon. Now I was sitting on my porch this time. I saw 3 police officers coming again inside my yard with the same vehicle parked at the gate. One was in uniform, full uniform, the shirt, black pants, with the hat, police hat. There was one in in the Caribbean, we say their own clothes. He was in a blue jeans, a gray t-shirt, and he had like a necklace, something like this, with his name or ID. And one was a lady. She had on a black pants and a white shirt with a police hat. To the gate, the one in the uniform was like, "Where Sylvina Williams live?" And I replied and I said, "If you know who you're looking for, you're supposed to know where you're going."
Hold on. So until then, they weren't even sure who they were looking for.
Exactly. And mind you, they did not even say who they are when they entered the yard. They didn't say
Hold on.
corporal,
They did not introduce themselves.
sergeant did. No, they didn't.
Interesting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ask. Yeah, he just asked, "Where Sylvina Williams live?" I said, "If you know who you're looking for, you're supposed to know where you're going." He looked at me. He was like, "What name?" I said, "What you want to know my name for?"
Hold on. That was how
I told him, I said,
that's how he was addressing you?
Exactly. I said, "My name is LaFleur. What do you want?" Me come flack you up. So when he flacked me up, he said yes. So the one in the uniform was like,
"You're breaking up a bit, man.
Hello?
I want to get your story good, but you're breaking up a little bit. Maybe the internet is not as good. Take your time. Go ahead."
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes. You're coming through. That's fine. Take your time.
Okay. When I told him my name, he said, "Me come for lock you up." So I smiled. I said, "For what?" The one in the pants and the jersey said, "You know, here I call lock you up." I said, "Okay. Let me call my husband because he works in the Grenadine Island." I picked up my phone.
Hold on. Until then, nothing was specific to you at that point. Nothing was specific.
No, nothing. Nothing.
They didn't tell you what the charges are. They didn't tell you the crime you commit. Nothing at all. They just come to lock you up.
Nothing. They just come to lock me.
Hold on. Is it that you have a set of illiterate jackasses in the
So while
first
I was
down
on
there?
the phone,
Huh?
Exactly. So I said I want to call my husband. So while I was on my phone, one in the home clothes, he said to me, "Get off the phone." I said, "Listen, this is my phone. This is my property. This is my yard. You don't come here and tell me to get off my phone." And I said to him, "When I reach in the dark pen, that's your car station, then you can tell me what to do. But you don't come in here and tell me not to use my phone." So I asked the lady if I can go upstairs, change my clothes. And mind you, my kids were still sleeping because they go to bed late and they wake up late. The one in the uniform was like, "Dorset, go upstairs with she." That's when I know the lady's name was Dorset. So I went upstairs, get myself organized, woke my kids up, and I told them we had to go. No, they didn't eat anything. They didn't brush their teeth. They didn't take a shower.
Did you
While I was
eat?
downstairs locking up.
Did you eat?
No, I didn't eat anything. While I was downstairs, I locked up upstairs. While I was upstairs, the one in the uniform shouted, "Dorset, we should up this so long." And I responded and I said, "If you want to know, come and look for yourself. But I'm not take long." You know? And
You're not serious at all.
Dorset said to him, yeah, I'm telling you, Dorset said, "Sir, the woman getting herself organized, she's coming." Mind you, I just
You're not
I
easy at
went
all.
downstairs. While I was downstairs locking up, the one in the uniform placed a call and he was like, "Boss, here two underage children here now." This was the response for the boss. Bring mama pick and everybody bring all of them.
Bring mama picnic, everybody. Bring all of them.
Bring all of them.
Oh my
I said,
God.
okay, we went outside. While I was walking, I asked them, can my kids sit with me? And the one in the play clothes, home clothes, he was like, no, you have to go in the back. So I said, but they are no criminal.
Hold on. I missed that
back.
part. I missed that part. The internet is breaking up. What did they say to you when you asked that your children sit with you? What did they say when you asked that your children sit with you? They said they
had the back. It's like a Jeep, open back. They said no, they have to sit in the back.
So they put the children in the back of the it's like an open back truck.
Yeah. No, like a 4x4. 4x4.
Oh, those.
But you have the I send everything for you guys.
Yeah. I choose not to put it here because when it is done, I know those can be used as evidence. So I thought I'm keeping it off here.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yes.
So we went to the station, and when we entered the station, they asked my two kids to sit in the back. No, the front, where they had a bench. When they entered the door, there's a bench.
Yes.
So they asked them to sit there, and they told me to go around where the police desk is. There is a bench on the left side. So they asked me to sit there. Right, I sat there. And around like between 45 minutes to 50 minutes, he came downstairs and he was like, Miss Gamble, that's what I talk to you. So I said, okay. I went upstairs with him. And by the time I entered the door, there was a short guy, little skin, sitting in the chair. And he was like, oh, so you're a Lafleur Spring Campbell? I looked at him and I said, you don't know me, I don't know you, so how you am Lafleur Spring Campbell? He said, have a seat. I sat. Stay sat next to me. And the one in the uniform, he sat next to Stay. That's how I know he's Caesar. Corporal Caesar. The one over the desk, he introduced himself and he said, he's Valentine, Stay, and Caesar. So I said, okay. I said, what am I charged for? He said, well, one Sylvina Williams come and give a statement this morning. And she said, 11:30 at night, she saw you train paint on her vehicle. And she responded and said to you, that's all I could do. So I laughed. I was like, really? I said to him, I did no such thing. And I said, by the way, what am I doing outside 11:30 at night? I live in the mountains and I'm afraid of frogs. That's what I'm telling the one named Valentine. He said, oh, Miss Campbell, I believe you. But we got evidence. I have video evidence. So I was like, okay. I like to see the evidence that you have. The one Caesar took out his phone and he showed me a picture with the vehicle with the paint on it. So I said, well, I thought you said you have a video. I thought you have a video of me throwing paint on the vehicle.
Avoid calling those names for me. Avoid calling names. I think you might be safer.
All right. I'll say corporal. Okay,
yeah.
Corporal and run it. Okay.
Yeah. Keep the
so
names
the corporal now. Yeah, the corporal now, he was like, I have more evidence. I said, well, okay. He got up and he went into a room and he brought a bucket cover.
You're not
some
serious.
very wise. And I was like, what are you doing with my bucket cover? I'm telling you, you have the evidence that I sent for you. I said, what are you doing with my bucket cover? That's my bucket cover that was on my sand. And he was like, well, paint is on it. And he matched paint that day on the vehicle. I said, paint can't go on a green bucket cover. It's a compound. It's all-purpose compound. So I was explaining to them, because of the hurricane season, when I come to St. Vincent, I wash the bucket to full water in case water go. And I was peeling breadfruit on the same cover and I threw it on sand. And the higher one was like, Miss Campbell, I want to believe you, but I want to believe you. So then I said to them, well, if you don't believe me, I have cameras. And he was like, what? I said, yes, I have cameras. So if you don't believe me, you can come and check the cameras and see if I leave my home. You can even start from 6 o'clock that evening, and you're going to see if I leave my home to go and throw paint on someone else's vehicle. He said, what kind of camera you have? I said, let me call my husband. I called him, and my husband gave them all the information they need to go and check the camera. They refused. They refused to go and see the camera. They didn't go. There is another officer downstairs. He said he has the same camera that we have, and it's easy to access. But the bigger boss, as they call him, he was like, let me get that IT man and a police officer, and let me send them over there. And I said, you're not going in my house without my presence. He didn't go.
I love the fact that you're standing up. I love how you. I love how you stand up for yourself. Because anything could have happened in your absence when anybody go in your house, and that would have been absolutely dangerous. So yes, thanks for standing up for yourself.
Exactly, and I even turned to the one who says the boss, because I saw a different name on the plaque on the table, and I told him, you're sitting in the wrong chair. Because if I'm telling you I have cameras, all you had to do, take me back to see the camera. Why you want to take an IT in my home without me?
Let us take a break right there, because right now I want to take a break, and when we come back, we want to dig more into this story, because this is getting quite interesting. Absolutely. Lord have mercy, my gosh. I tell you, we'll come back in a minute. Don't move.
You can change your life with a better plan from Lifeline Financial Programs. Life is not a dream. You only get what you put in. We know you cannot do it alone. And this is why Lifeline Financial Programs created the best financial plans to help you transform your life. Guaranteed. Call us now at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
Welcome back, and for those of you who just joined us, welcome to The Raw Truth. You're live on PSI TV as we examine or share with you a matter coming out of St. Vincent, where our guest, was. I'm going to leave it for you to decide. Share this, please. Share with everybody. Share. If you're in Vincy, share with everybody in St. Vincent, because you need to hear this. This is a very serious matter you need to hear. Share. Please share. Don't stop sharing until everybody on your contact list get this thing. WhatsApp it everywhere that everybody could get it, please. Because this is something that you cannot take. No one should take lightly. This is the level of law and order in St. Vincent. It is 100% questionable, highly questionable. And I'm not going to let this one rest, because the level of crap that I've been hearing just now coming from this woman that she experienced firsthand, and the footage she sent to me in relation to this matter is 100% questionable. I can't believe that you're talking about a civil society in the 21st century where police officers behave like a bunch of jackasses? Look here. Welcome back, my sister. Go back from the pick up right there from me. Pick up right where you left off. I wanted to pick up from right there.
Okay.
Continue.
Upstairs. Okay, when I was upstairs and I told the head that he's sitting in the wrong chair. And I know he was mad. And he asked them to take me back downstairs. I went back downstairs and they told me to go back and sit on the bench, which I did. I sat on the bench like between an hour, a little after an hour. The one who had the evidence, the bucket cover, he came to me and he said, you have to give a statement. I said, I'm not doing no such thing because I didn't do anything wrong. So he said, where's the justice of the peace? Justice of the peace, he came. We went into a room. I told the justice of the peace I did nothing wrong and I have no statement to give. He wrote it down. I read what he wrote first. Then I signed. The justice of the peace stamped it. Told me to go back again and sit down. I sat down. Mind you, this is like going into 3 hours plus. So I've been sitting there. After 4, the previous, I don't know if it's station Adley or station Adley call them, but the lady left because her shift was up. Then a young man come in, an other officer came in. He sat down. I allowed him to do what he was doing. I asked kindly, can you guys give my kids something to eat? And he was like, nope. I said, boy, you haven't eaten anything. You guys come first, and my kids was asleep, and I had to wake them up to come here. And
so hold on. You're talking about what time in the day is that now you're looking at?
I'm telling you, after like minutes to 4 in the afternoon.
Minutes to 4 in the afternoon.
Yes.
They pick you up at your house in the morning, took you to the prison, to the police station, and after 4 in the afternoon, no one asked you if you had anything to eat.
No.
My God.
But I asked.
Go ahead.
Something to eat, and said no. I said okay.
Hold on. You asked them for something to eat, and they said no.
Yeah, for my kids. For my kids to eat, and he said no. And then I asked again when I see after 5 minutes to 6. And he was looking at the clock and he was like, boy, this clock at 10 minutes too slow. That's what he was saying. So I said to him, like another 45 minutes. I said, so you can't give my kids something to eat? He said, no. Very aggressively. He said, no. Okay. I look at my kids and the water was flowing from my face because those are my kids, you know. And there was one in Canada. And I was very, very, very hot when he said it. I said, okay. The one who came for the bucket cover, I said he had evidence. He left and he went to the ladies, where the ladies in, to take another statement. And then he called the station and wanted to ask me, when did I get married and when did I get engaged? And I was like, for what? Are you a priest? Why did you ask me something like that?
See with me now when I get joke, my laugh loud.
Yeah, you wanna know? Yeah, he wanna know when I got married and when I. So the officer was related back. She said the woman wanna know why asking her those questions. Oh, he wanna know the timeline to know if I did it.
I know supposed to be laughing.
Yeah, he wanna know the timeline if I did it. Yeah. So while I was there, I asked the guy, can I have a mint? He said, no. Because I now start getting numb in my left hand, numbness, and then I start seeing black around my eyes. So after he said no, like maybe 20 minutes after, I said, can I have some sugar, please? No. Everything for this officer was just no. I don't know if he had a bad day before he comes to work, but he was no. And I sat there.
No, but you left your
dizzy.
house. You and your children left the house the morning without food. They had you there sitting the entire day without food. And after 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, you are asking the police officer for food for your children, and they denied the children food. And you are also asking for one mint ball, one sweetie. You want a candy, and they denied you the candy.
Yeah.
Are you diabetic?
And they denied me the candy. I asked for sugar. Yeah, I asked for sugar, and I didn't get any sugar. So then I fell on the floor.
God.
I hit my head.
Hold on. You fell on the floor, you said?
I urinated on my skin.
Oh, my God.
I fell on the floor. I urinated my skin. I was brought to my mouth. Yeah? So when I hit my head and I come through, I was still in sugar. Then I saw the young one who came all in the morning with the searchlight. He gave the lady, the corporate lady, a small glass of sugar, and I had also dig my hand in that cup so fast, take that sugar out and put it in my mouth and start eating it. Because my left side, my left feet was cold, so cold. And then
so it's very obvious. Hold on, my sister. It's very obvious. You say you fell, hit your head, and when you came back to, all you needed was some sugar because obviously you're diabetic. And for a diabetic to not eat for a whole day, you could have been dead.
Yeah.
You could have been dead.
Exactly.
You could have been dead. It's very simple.
Yes.
And these jackasses sitting in there. Which police station is this?
Georgetown police station.
The commissioner in Georgetown, St. Vincent, better get the hell up and dig into this fast, because you have a lawsuit against them. Sue every last one of them, lock, stock, and barrel. Exactly. Don't spare none of them.
Every one of them.
Get every one of them name, get them hairstyle, them frack style, them book style, all kind of style, and sue them, every last one of them. And if the commissioner of police himself does not do what is just and right for you, sue him too.
Yeah.
A bunch of criminals. I can't believe this. You are sick, a diabetic. The whole day without food, asking for a mint and not even that your children don't eat. You fell because you lost consciousness. You could have died. Because they didn't give you now your children food for a whole day sitting in the police station.
Exactly.
And you're telling me that is what is just and right in a civil society? Man, I would have helped you sue them. Go ahead, honey. Tell me more. So what happened after that? Talk to me.
When I fell, I urinated on myself. I was frothing through my mouth. And then when I get back, I keep saying sugar. Police asked my hand ran fast. Not even a spoon. I had to just put my hand, take the sugar, and start eating it.
Yeah, because you realize what was happening. Yes, indeed.
He used to be an officer, but so he came in because he was waiting there to collect something from the said officer, the lady. But he was there looking around for a while. So he ran inside and he was like, you guys in effing with the bad word trouble. So he said, get her up. So he told me to put my right arm around his neck. The female officer, she came. She held my left hand. And there was another officer, I think he works in fire. He come in and he helped take me up. Mind you, the one in the uniform and the one in the home clothing, they were right in the station.
My God.
They didn't do anything to help. They stood over me and just look at me.
Who will let
They
them
did
stand up
not
there and
help.
watch you? You
It was
you
the
are on
civilian
you
who
are
came
on the
inside the
verge of
station.
dying. On the
That's
verge of
right.
dying. And them stand up over you watching you. Man, this is
Mhm.
upsetting. This is
Yes.
upsetting.
Yes. It was the ex-police officer. He came in. One of the officer, I think he works at fire because he had a blue uniform, but blue overall, but he changed it. And Pilgrim helped. And we went into the police transport. They took me to the hospital, into the emergency room.
Uh-huh.
When I went there in the emergency room, I couldn't even speak. I couldn't
But how you
speak.
going to talk, my
They
dear?
gave me 2 pills. They checked my pressure. It was 160, 190, my pressure. They told me to lie down, which I did. I lied down. And then the doctor came in and she was like, Miss Campbell, did you born like that? I can't even talk. I said, no. She said, your mouth is twist. She said, I think you had a mild stroke because there was no feeling in my left leg and it was cold. So she said, I have to keep it till tomorrow. So I told her, no one is there to take care of my kids. If I can go home. And she said, well, I have to relax. And then she came back and she brought 3 more pills for me to take. Mind you, my kids haven't eaten anything, eh? So I said to the doctor, I said, Doc, I want to go home because my kids haven't eaten since morning.
What time was
So
that?
there was a nurse sitting there and she was like, that was after 10 in the night.
After 10 in the night, your children, not yourself,
After
still
10.
haven't eaten. After they took you out of your house before day in the morning.
No. Yes. And there was a nurse sitting there and she overheard me saying that to the doctor. And she said, Mommy, don't worry. They are wicked people. I have $10. I'll go and get something for them to eat. And she did. She bought 2 pieces of fried chicken and 2 juicy and gave it to them.
You know the name of that nurse?
I even sent you guys a tape, the little one was saying.
You know the name of the nurse?
I think I have. Yes, I think I have her name right now.
Tell me what her name
I know
is.
her
Because
name, but I have to look for it because I wrote it down.
you have to look for it. Okay, all right, okay.
I have to look for it
Goodness
because I have it
gracious.
written down in the book.
You left your house
Yeah.
from after 6 until
And they,
after 10 p.m. the night before your children got something to eat. In the care of love
and she even
officials.
gave. No, I left.
Go ahead.
That's right. It was after 1 when they came for us. Yeah. So the same nurse gave me a skirt because I had to take off the soiled clothing. So she gave me one of her skirts that couldn't even fit me because she's a little smaller than I am. So I had to put that skirt on. At the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened after
when
that?
I asked the doctor if I can go home,
Yes.
and when I asked her if I can go to take care of the kids, she said, okay, I'm going to let you rest for another hour. She said, try and relax and let the pressure come down. So I said, okay. And then it dropped from 160 to 150. And she said, that's still high. And she said, tomorrow, let you leave tonight, take care of the kids. So I said, okay. The female officer, she come in. She was checking on me though. She was checking to see if everything was okay. And then when the doctor said I can go, she called for the transport. Transport came. They took me back to the station. I went there. The one who was sitting at the desk, he was like, boss, what I talk to you? And I said, for what? Me no. I said, okay. I stood at the counter. The sergeant lady, the corporal lady, she came in. She went upstairs and she came back down and she was like, Miss Campbell, we're going to take you home. They took me home. I went home. I mind you, All the transport they were transporting me and my kids. My kids were sitting in the back, and my little 11-year-old almost fell off because he said I was speeding so much. But I didn't know while I was on the floor. The police officer who was sitting at the desk, he got up, looked at me. He kisses his teeth, and he went straight back and he sat down.
When you fell, he got
he
up,
didn't care.
watch you,
When I was on the
kiss
floor,
your teeth, and go back and sit down.
I sent the tape with the little one who was telling you what happened.
Yeah. All of that is evidence.
He got up.
All that is evidence. That's evidence.
Yeah, he looked
Don't
at
worry.
me. Yeah, and he stooped. He kisses his teeth, and he went back and he sat down. And he said the one that was in the whole clothing, he was like, he came downstairs and with a fan, and he was like, Aguania. And he just looked at me, and he went through the next door.
Wow. You're breaking up a little bit. But my goodness, great. So after all that, what happened? You go back to the station after you leave the hospital, barely recovered. What happened after that?
Yes. When I entered the station, the same one who was sitting, who they say got up, who refused me the sugar and the food, he was like, "Boss, I talk to you." And I said, okay. But he didn't get to go and call the boss to say, well, I'm there.
Hold on. Him have two hands.
Female corporal, she came in and she went to say something.
Hold on. He had two hands and him eye them red and him ugly, not you. That got to be the devil cousin. That have to be the devil friggin' cousin. Sorry, people. Welcome to the Raw Truth. Them thing upsetting when you hear my brothers and sisters going through this crap with people who are supposed to be law protectors abusing people like this. If you're not upset, something is wrong with your head. I'm telling you straight.
It's sad. Hey, I'm
Go
so
ahead, my
mad.
sister. Go ahead, talk to me.
So the Friday the Friday, and I had clothing and didn't get any check. But the Friday morning, I went back to the hospital was to get the doctor's report. And my 11-year-old called me and he was like, "Mommy, you know they come back?" And I said, "For what?" And I said, "Don't answer anyone and don't open the door." And when I went home, I was looking at the camera again. The same one who come and pick up the bucket cover, he was there. The inspector and the one who told them, let him go and see the camera. And they refused.
My goodness gracious, my God. You know, if you were there, you know what they probably was thinking of doing without evidence and all? Probably to put you in jail, you know. Because they weren't satisfied.
Exactly.
They weren't satisfied. They weren't.
The boss told me when he was coming downstairs, "Scandal, right with them, you know." And he said to the one who took out the bucket cover, "Deal with Shea." But I thought he was nice and he was saying, well, get the evidence and let her go. Not knowing the dealing that he was saying was to hold me there for the next morning because he's a friend thing. That's why he had me there. The owner of the vehicle is his friend and he was an ex-policeman. He is an ex-police officer. Yeah.
You have a good lawyer, right?
Yes, I do.
You have a good lawyer, not you?
Yes, I do. Yes.
I want you to take very key steps to make sure that every last one of these criminals are brought to justice. I call them criminals, unapologetically.
Exactly.
Because where the police force becomes a place where friends act in the best interests of friends, regardless of whether it is lawful or not. you're bound to have criminality or criminalism happening in the police force. And it sounds to me that that is exactly what is happening.
Exactly.
Because if this man is acting on behalf of his friend,
exactly.
who is an ex-policeman, but
Yeah.
did they find out who paint up in car? Did they find who paint the car?
Up to now, and they were saying if it's not me, it has to be my brother, because he just came out of prison 2 weeks ago.
So until that point, they were not sure it was you.
No. But remember, Sylvina Williams told them she saw me and asked me that all I could do. And I haven't been charged with anything up until this time. So I was there and get the story more aggravating. Same officer who took my bucket cover and arrested me for my bucket cover
Your
came
bucket
back
cover
in my area to collect food from Sylvina Williams.
Hold on. The same bucket cover you threw on your pile of sand, they take it up and have that as evidence against you. Your bucket cover.
That's it. Exactly. And fear of conflict, the same officer came back by the same lady to collect food, to eat.
Hold on. I didn't hear that right. The lady who they are...
The same officer.
Who they're acting on behalf of.
Accused me of... Exactly.
The man come back. Hold on. The man come back to her house for food, you say?
Two bowl of food.
How you know that? How you know that? Just how you know that?
I saw him.
I saw
him because I was doing my yard work right by the gate. So as soon as I ran inside the yard to go upstairs to get my phone, he had already left. Yeah, he came to
my beloved brothers and sisters.
It was only him and the driver.
My beloved brothers and sisters, I'm going to take a short break. And when I come back, I'm going to have my sister wrap up. Because this is... You ever read a fairy tale? I'm not sure. Is it Cardella? Hearing this make us sick. If anybody don't feel sick tonight, you have no heart, you have no stomach, you yourself sick. If this doesn't make you sick, you are sick. And I want this woman to get the best lawyer in St. Vincent and sue lock, stock, and barrel of these jackasses in that police station for the criminal acts that is happening inside here. Until one man or woman put an end to this crap, it will never stop. I'm coming back in a minute. Goodness gracious. Sometimes you wonder, I know some of you wonder sometimes, why can it go on so bad? But these are the things that I make noise for. When my people are going to be treated like dogs or animals, my people, the greatest people in the world, treated like animals by jackasses who look like them. I said that categorically. Your own brothers and sisters, you treat them like hogs and dogs and pigs and criminals when they are lawfully standing in their right. When you treat your own brothers and sisters, as how this sister explained to me that she was treated, the only way you are not upset is if you have no heart. It is sickening. And the people, to make it worse, the people who treated her the way she was treated are the people who you call law officers, people who are supposed to uphold law and order. It seems I lost her. I'm not sure. I wanted her to wrap up, to leave her final words, but she's not here. I'm not sure what happened. She seemed to be having a very nasty internet service. Collins, Jazian, welcome. Yes, the people who are supposed to be law-abiding people, the people who are supposed to be upholding the law, the people who are supposed to be protecting people from criminals like the friend who they're abusing this woman for, because that's a criminal-minded woman, setting up a police friend on this woman to abuse her for whatever reason. Maybe because she built a nice house and them criminal don't like see people have anything. They're trying to abuse the poor woman. I know how some of these jackasses think. You think I don't know? I'm going to say categorically, because it is exactly what it is. They live next door watching the poor woman, and she go abroad and work hard, clean some things that some of these poor people do for make $1. Some of you would never do it. I repeat it. Some things some of these poor people do to make a buck, to make a life for themselves. Some of you would never do it. And these criminal-minded people sit down on them rear end where they sit down on. Watching these people working hard to build a little house and covet. Listen to me. My sister, before we close, I want you to leave a word. Just leave a word to our viewers. If you want to say something to our viewers tonight, what would you say to them after going through all this? Talk to me.
Well, I like to say that police officers are there to protect us, right? Not to abuse us. But mind you, not all police officers are bad. There are good and bad in it. And you have to be mindful of your surrounding. There are good people out there, and there are very, very, very bad people out there. And the police force in St. Vincent, they need to, I just say overhaul, wash them out. Because I don't understand what's going on. And I think what I went through, it shouldn't have, because I did nothing wrong. Do your investigation properly. Well, how can you arrest me for my own bucket cover? It's funny. That's my bucket cover, and you come to arrest me for my own bucket cover. I don't know. It's a sad situation, and it happened in front of my kids. And now they're saying they don't want to go back to St. Vincent. And I can't blame them, right? Because what they experienced was nice.
Yeah. My goodness. My sister, I share your pain.
Thank
you. I stand with you, because you Vincentian people are my brothers and sisters, you know.
Thank you.
I love my Vinci people, you know. Love them bad, love no bird. Love my Vinci people, them bird. Me one of my friend last program we have tell me that they want to make me an honorary Vincentian. I accept. Hell yes.
Okay.
Because me love no bird. And when the day is done, to hear you telling me how another jackass Vincentian down there abuse you, his own sister.
Exactly.
The man is a criminal. The man is a criminal. Yeah. I'm absolutely a criminal. I spare nothing to say this. I said categorically. It's a darn shame that we are treating our own people like hogs and dogs and even animals. They are life forms. You respect them. You don't treat, not even animals, you don't treat the way you treat my sister here. Every day you pass, you feed them. Every day they need food, you feed
But they
them.
don't.
You take the woman out of her house before day, and all after 10 in the night, none of them eat, to the point where she faint, drop down in a police station, pee on herself, nearly died because her sugar level dropped so low. And all this horned creature did, sitting on that table, was to get up, look at her, kiss her teeth, and go back, go sit down. You need to find a name and sue them locks. I want to sue them, sister.
I already did. I have all the names.
And if the commissioner of police or the police force do not do what they need to do, take it to the highest level, strip every last one of them at the badge wear. Strip them. This is criminal, and it needs to be brought to justice. The justice needs to be served. This is absolutely criminal. I thank you so much for making the time, my sister, to show here. Because when the day is done, my
Thank you
goodness.
for having me.
Yes, it needs to be exposed. And I'm hoping that all Vincentians on this live will share this presentation to everybody you can share it with. Vincent and the Grenadines. Share it with everybody, because this needs to get out there. Copy paste it to every YouTube, every account, every WhatsApp account. Share it, that everybody can hear this. Because you're living in a country, you're not even safe in there. If the police cannot be trusted, you're not safe.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, my sister. You take care of yourself, and all the very best till we catch up. I'll keep in touch.
Thank you for having me. Have a blessed night.
A pleasure. An absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was my special guest, LaFleur Campbell. What she outlined here, it's absolutely troubling. Absolutely troubling. I don't tell you how it makes me feel. My gut wrenches with anger to think that a policeman or a group of police officers could treat their own sister how this woman was treated. I want to know, watch my face, you know. Probably I'll say a little. But God knows why some of us are where we are, because it's very sad how some people could really get themselves in serious trouble. It is so wrong. It is so wrong. Vincentian people, protect your own people. Don't abuse them. And where you have criminal-minded Vincentian people who are set to abuse their own people, it is in your own court as a Vincentian to take practical measures to protect your own people. Don't allow idiot people, wicked people to abuse your own people. Don't allow it. Whether them is police or priest, whether them is road sweeper, fireman, or police officer, whatever the hell they be. Don't allow anyone to abuse your brothers and sisters. It is criminal. It is criminal. Let me read this again for those of you who might not understand or comprehend exactly what is happening here. There are 4 ways you break the law. 1, you break the law when you breach the peace. Do not breach the peace. If you become a nuisance and disturb the peace and all of that, a police officer could pick you up and lock you up because you have become a nuisance. Do not breach the peace. Secondly, cause no one else any harm. I'm outlining 4 areas that you can break the law. Cause no one else any harm. That's number 2. Number 3, cause no one else any loss. And finally, do not use mischief in your promises and agreements. Do not use mischief against your brothers and sisters. Do not bear false witness. The Bible speaks about that as well. Thou shalt not bear false witness, it says, because it is criminal. Don't allow anybody to do these things and get away with it. If there is law any at all, bring them before the law for these criminal acts. Let me thank you all for joining me. And please, for those of you who are not subscribers to PSI TV live broadcasts, please go to the channel and go to the channel PSI TV live broadcast, click the subscribe button and the like button, click the subscribe bell, that whenever we send out our notifications, you will be first to be updated. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share with everyone so we can all get this message about the brutal nature of Vincentian police officers. They're treating people like dogs. It's very sad. As I wrap up, he who knows and knows he knows is a wise man. Seek him. He who knows and knows not he knows is asleep. Wake him. He who knows not and knows he knows not is a child. Teach him. But he who knows not and knows not he knows not is a fool. Shun him. Until next week, same place, same time. Take care of yourself. All the very best. Till we meet. Take care.
Over money is the root of all evil. Oh yeah. And I know if I sell them birthright and I sell out the people now. Some of them are kill and maim and some are rob all the people. Oh yeah. But Jaja not sleep and he man go take them out. Hey, it's still